Manipulation tactics part 4. Ask people about themselves so they can trust you and feel important, gang. Because realistically, everybody or most people just want to feel heard, seen, like somebody gives a fuck. But realistically, everybody gives a fuck about themselves, bro. Everybody's selfish. And so that's a selfish thing for you to even want to manipulate this situation. It's selfish for people to want to just feel important and seen and heard and whatnot. But you can lean into that shit and gain trust and gain just a better leverage stance with this person because they think you give a fuck about what they're saying by what you ask. And it's as simple as, how was your day? Oh, it was alright. Why was it alright? Do you really give a fuck why it was alright? Do you really give a fuck about this person's day? Are you asking this so you can just talk about yourself next? You feel me? But now, if you just show intrigue and ask questions to them and don't talk about yourself, now you can be viewed as a caring person, as an understanding person, as somebody they can confide in, as somebody who can trust. Because when you're trying to manipulate some shit, it is about your own motive, but you have to make it not seem like it's about you. Like I said in other videos, manipulation tactics part 1, 2, 3. It's really like letting this person feel like they can move freely in this because they can, because they're their own person. But you're just setting the dynamic and shit based on how you react and interact with this person and what they feel comfortable doing. And the more comfortable they are, the more sides of them you see, the more they're willing to just bend for you, realistically. And it's not even like rude or far-fetched for me to say that. Do you give a fuck about this person's day? Do you actually give a fuck about how many kids do they have? Do you actually give a fuck, you know what I'm saying, about what they're doing today, what they're doing tomorrow? Are you even gonna remember that shit? Probably not, bro. Because when people ask you that shit, they don't fucking remember. You know what I'm saying? Unless, like, there's always an exception to shit. Like, when you have genuine connections, that's the exception to this shit. And like I said before, if you just act this way with everybody, you're just gonna be left with no genuine connections, and that's your fault. But yeah, just ask people about themselves and they'll feel important, heard, and seen, even if you don't give a fuck. Because if you're just in this scenario where you're just chit-chatting anyway, why not just like gain trust and some sort of leverage while you're just not doing shit? You know what I'm saying? These mini conversations happen in like passing, you know what I'm saying? Where people are like, how's your day? You know what I'm saying? Unless you're doing like an actual emotional or daily check-in with somebody that you care about. It's just some bullshit to fucking fill space. It's like some how's the weather shit. For me, so you can gain leverage, insight, trust, vulnerability just by asking somebody about themselves. Even when you don't give a fuck, but don't make it about yourself. Because people were so used to somebody like asking or somebody speaking to them just so they can speak to themselves. But if you just turn it into all about them, now to them it seems like you actually care, but you don't actually care. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to gain emotional real estate in their shit. And it's as simple as this. How's your day? Oh, it was alright. Why was it alright? Because this happened. Damn, why that? Like, how come? What happened? How did it make you feel? You know what I'm saying? It's simple shit. Like, it's just making people feel important and like they can move freely and like you give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because they only want to be asked so they can feel like they're given a fuck about. It feels good. Like, imagine when somebody asks you all that shit, you're like, damn, this person actually gives a fuck. But chances are they probably just have good conversational skills and manners. And that's really what manipulation is. It's just doing what you should do, but just in scenarios where you're trying to gain some sort of structure, or you're trying to get some sort of leverage, or you're just trying to be one step ahead of where this conversation is and where this person is, like just in the midst of the connection, right? But that's how simple it is. Just ask people about themselves, bro. Everybody wants to be heard, seen, important. You want to feel heard, seen, important. You know what I'm saying? whatever motive you feel like you have to manipulate a situation. And the crazy thing about like manipulating or just social engineering shit is that you're really just doing what people should do onto people, but it's what you decide to do with it that makes it manipulation. Because if somebody asks you how's your day and you say don't ask how's your day back, you're kind of just coming off as rude as fuck, or like you don't give a fuck. And if you give a fuck or not, you should still ask, because then it has this perception of them onto you that you might be caring, that you might actually give a fuck. And either way, like I said, if you're having an interaction like that, it's just in passing. So like, who actually cares? So why not manipulate the situation by just saying what you should say? Just as like a human to a human, just say what you're supposed to say. You know what I'm saying? And then ultimately that leads to like where I was talking about in episode 3, where fucking now, since you've asked them so much about themselves, and also asking them about themselves just gives you insight to the shit they care about, what you can elaborate on. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe this person had a hard day, you know what I'm saying, because of fucking their alarm clock or some shit, fucking traffic or some shit. And then that's where you can relate, like I said in the past episode, on some like, damn, like yeah, I hate the traffic too. Or like, damn, fucking I feel you, like one time this happened to me. And now they feel like you see them even more. But realistically, you're just relating for the sake of reciprocating vulnerability. Because once you get past those surface questions of how was your day, oh, what happened, now you can start asking shit that's like checking their temperature, like their own personal temperature. Like, what about that like made it such a bad day for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you tell, do they need to pick me up? Like, do you need to give a little life into them? Like, you know what I'm saying? And all of this just gets you emotional real estate, because people are so used to people just asking for the sake of their turn to speak. Like, a lot of people just like to talk, to watch their own fucking lips move or hear themselves, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what people are used to. So if you just naturally just show intrigue, you're already separate yourself from like the majority of what people are used to interacting with, and all you're really doing is the same shit as you would do, but you're just taking it to a deeper level. If you have manners, you know what I'm saying? If somebody asks you how your day, you ask them how's their day. Like, that's just some manner shit. Like I said, the manipulation aspect only comes into what do you do with that, and like what are you aiming to get insight. It's not manipulation if you just do it just to be nice, but if you do it because you're like, oh, I'm trying to get his trust, I'm trying to get the fucking, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to get some leverage, I'm gonna ask this person to do something at some point, then that's when it becomes manipulation. But realistically, all this social engineering shit is just showing manners, and at the times, like when and what and why are you doing what you're doing, and that's really what makes it manipulation, for real. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to elaborate on it more, but it's really just making that person feel important, seen, and heard by asking them questions. And by asking them questions, you gain trust, vulnerability, emotional real estate, and then you just do that over a consecutive amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Now they might start treating you a little different than they treat other people, because you're asking them questions that other people don't ask them. You know what I'm saying? They might do shit for you that they don't do for other people, because you're making them feel ways that other people don't feel. But all you're doing is just asking them about themselves. You know what I'm saying? And let them talk. Like when I said in another video, let it play out. Let people be themselves. Maybe this person fucking rambles a lot. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they actually have a problem where they just don't shut the fuck up. But just let them do that. Because what are you trying to do? If you're trying to manipulate, you watching this video and shit, you know what I'm saying? You're not looking up how to be a great friend. So just let them do what the fuck they want to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't even gotta listen to what the fuck they said. Just throw out a little, I feel you, bro. Like, damn, like, that makes sense. Even though it makes no fucking sense. Relate, reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? they start fucking rambling, talk less. Just let them talk more. Like, ask them questions. People just want to be heard, seen. That's it, for real. That's the best way to gain trust and vulnerability, is ask somebody about themselves and don't make it about you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a problem that people have. That honestly, like, if I see that shit, I'm praying on that shit, because it's like, why are you just so fucking selfish that you just want to talk about yourself the whole time? I'm gonna let you think that this is about you. You know what I'm saying? But really, I'm just asking shit because you're clearly selfish as fuck and you're not even giving me an opportunity to speak. So now, bitch, it's now you're in my arena type shit. And realistically, my whole, like, I probably haven't said this in no videos up until this point, but I treat everybody genuinely until I see that they're just being overly selfish or actually just entertaining me for their own sake. And now, bitch, I'm about to just do what I should do. You know what I'm saying? Like what I said, just say what I should say. Because it's like, what is this even about? Like, you're not having a connection with me for the sake of me. You're having a connection with me so you can gain something out this shit. So you can feel better. So you can have somebody to say this shit to. So you can, you know what I'm saying? And like a good, I guess a good practice is like coworkers. Just do that shit. Do all the shit I've been saying to you. Like, or you've seen in these past videos. Like, ask them, that's how it starts off. Ask them a little bit more about their day. What happened? Why did this go? You know what I'm saying? And like, not everybody is manipulatable, for real. And like, some people are just not even gonna want to talk to you because they're like, this person's bullshit, and like, this person don't give a fuck. Like, that's how I would be. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I was saying in another video, there's two ends to all of this shit. Like I was saying in another video, like, you can limit and control and pace how much of yourself you expose. And if the people that overshare and they just want to be asked and shit, those people are easily to manipulate because they just want to be fucking, they just want another soul to just fucking, like, for their own sake though. Like, they just long for connection, you know what I'm saying? And like, when people long for connection, they don't want connection because of the other person. They want connection for themselves. They don't give a fuck who the other person is. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can be like, oh, this is now you're food because you're trying to just use me for some shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I said that this is my arena shit now. But yeah, like the coworker shit, like, just practice this shit and you'll see how much people start opening up, bro. I don't have situations where fucking grown men are telling me about how they cheat on their fucking wives. These fucking ladies are telling me how they don't like their husbands. Goddamn, you know what I'm saying? People just confide shit in me that I never fucking asked for. And it's just because I just make, if I see that you're here for, like, you're interacting with me for your own personal use, now I'm just about to just manipulate the situation and just get you to spill yourself, and probably at some point ask you to go pick me some shit up from the fucking store or some shit. Because it's like, you're just talking to me so you could just fucking be heard. Oh, now I'll let you be heard and I'm gonna ask you shit when I don't really even give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me being honest about it, because at the end of the day, you only care about what you care about. But when you're interacting with people on some genuine shit, you should make it a point to be a mutual exchange in any fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, in another fucking part, I think part 3 I just dropped, it's vulnerability creates comfort or creates closeness. It's like, and reciprocating creates comfortability and closeness, because it should be mutual. You know what I'm saying? But if you, depending on your perspective and how you're trying to manipulate this shit and what you're trying to gain and what triggers you to want to manipulate this shit, it's like, if you see something right and somebody meets you here, you should go a little here, because now they have to come back a little harder. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, you shift it. And now you're just this memorable person that's fucking understanding and fucking, you just gave a fuck about them so much. And now that's another video about being memorable. Like, that's another manipulation tactic, or social engineering, or fucking social skill, whatever the fuck you want to call this shit. It all depends on what your goal is, what's your perspective, and why you're even doing this shit. And that's what makes it manipulation, social skills, social engineering. You know what I'm saying? It's not taking advantage of, because you're just controlling your reactions, your exposure, and how much you're involving yourself in this shit for the sake of like what this dynamic could be or what it's not. And it's really just emotional intelligence of how the fuck to deal with people who are to be dealt with, and to just you're just fucking here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I'm getting my thumbnail now. Part 5. If y'all got questions about certain shit too, let me know, cause I see this shit picking up. You feel me? But yeah, bro. Thumbnail. I'm gonna do this every video because I just one take this shit, bro. But yeah. Bop.